From amphibious vehicles to unique all-terrain vehicles, semis, and more, join me as I show you some of the most strange and unique vehicles you didn't know exist. Number 7. The Terra Wind Amphibious RV. In case you didn't know, RV actually stands for recreational vehicle. This is because an RV can be taken camping, to the mountains, across the country, and more. But I don't think the creators of the RV ever picture it being an amphibious vehicle. And yet, that's exactly what the Terra Wind Amphibious RV is. One thing that's immediately noticeable about the Terra Wind Amphibious RV is that it maintains the shape and style that RVs are known for. Yet when it goes into the water, it does transform a bit so it can make it through. Even more surprising, it can go about 8 miles per hour in the water. For a massive vehicle like that, that's not too bad. Oh, but that's just the start of what this ride offers. Inside this very special RV isn't just room to relax, sleep, etc. There's also a spacious jacuzzi, granite countertops, a washing machine, microwave oven, and refrigerator. You're meant to live in this thing and enjoy it every step of the way. And if you're into fishing, the back end of the RV will actually lower down enough to give you room to fish. Or you can just sit on it and enjoy the view as you trudge through the water. Number 6. Gyroble. No, your eyes do not deceive you. This is indeed a vehicle in which you are riding on a literal ball. You can call this one of the latest innovations of the trend where people ride on the most simplistic of things. And you might think that because of its round shape that it would be very hard to ride and control. But not unlike a skateboard, a scooter, and other mobile rides. All it takes is some practice. The Gyroble runs on its own motor that you can charge up and have clear indications as to how much battery power it has. And when you're at your destination, it just folds up into a ball that you can carry around. Though as the video shows, even with its smooth riding, you should still wear a helmet. Number 5. The Chariot. The beautiful thing about vehicles is that they can be tailored to just about any need you have, and that includes yard work. While lawnmowers are nice, they can at times be slow, and sometimes you want to be mobile as you not just mow but trim around your lawn. Enter the Chariot. This impressive device works not by steering wheel but by sitting down and tilting your hips to one side or another in order to make it go where you want to. This may seem a bit acrobatic, and I'm sure there's a learning curve, but as you can see, when you master it, you're going to be trimming your lawn in record time with the grace of a ballerina. Plus, the ride also comes with an attachment to help you get those really tall hedges on your lawn or at a job you're doing. So why not give the Chariot a try and see where it takes you? Number 4. Water Car Panther. Okay, let's get to some cars, shall we? The Water Car Panther is actually one of the fastest amphibious vehicles in the world today, with a top speed of about 44 miles per hour. That's pretty fast. Plus, the design is meant to invoke a Jeep-like quality, while also making sure that water doesn't get into the ride itself very easily, making the Water Car Panther an amphibious that anyone can drive and enjoy with their friends and family for a variety of reasons. So, how does it work? Well, it all has to do with propulsion. As a land vehicle, it has an engine that makes it just like any Jeep on the road. Yet when the vehicle hits the water, the power goes from the engine to a jet that is under the Panther. That way it moves like an actual watercraft. Further adding to the epicness of it all, once the vehicle hits the water, the tires will actually move up so that the Panther can move more elegantly through the water, which is why it can reach up to 44 miles per hour. Number 3. Walt Moss Truck. I want one. No, seriously, I want one. I mean, I don't know why this fusion of a semi-truck and a dragster exists, but it does. And seriously, how cool does this look? Oh, and when you watch the footage, they make it clear that this car can go really fast. This is definitely one of those redneck vehicles that came about because someone was drinking some beer and thus had the idea on how to make a semi look cool, and they succeeded. Granted, I don't know how you would use this in real life outside of just looking cool and turning heads as you drove down the road, but I would want to find out. Number 2. YX1. The YX1 is very much a mix between a skateboard and a motorized three-wheeler. One that is able to handle like a skateboard in its finesse and agility, while also being able to go on both the road and off-road like an ATV. The ride is surprisingly easy to control via the control staff, if you will, that you hold onto as you ride. And you ride it very much like a skateboard, so if you've already got that down, this shouldn't be too hard for you. Plus, once you got it down, you'll be able to traverse a lot of areas in style and at a decent clip. Perfect for people who want to shake up how they get around. Number 1. Amphibious water tanks. Yes, you read that right. I did indeed just say amphibious water tank. And it's no joke, it's real and it's monstrous. Ironically enough, the military has been flirting with the idea of an amphibious water tank for decades now. In fact, they actually used prototype versions of such an idea during D-Day in World War II. Sadly, they all sank, but the idea was still appealing. And the results of that appeal you can clearly see here. Now, technically, this is actually called the Ultra Heavy Lift Amphibious Connector, and unlike an actual tank, it doesn't have offensive capabilities. At least, not yet it doesn't. So what does it do? Well, it's a support vehicle. It can actually carry up to 3 tanks in itself and then take them across the water to wherever they need to go. And I do mean anywhere. Even though it can weigh a lot, especially when it has cargo, it's actually incredibly lightweight. And its massive treads displace just about all the weight that's on it, so you can float on water, marshes, and more. The Ultra Heavy Lift Amphibious Connector is 18 feet long and weighs nearly 40 tons. And yet, it can go through the water at about 23 miles per hour and go for 200 miles without having to stop. And there you have it, everyone. A look at some unique vehicles, along with some strange ones, that kind of boggle the mind in terms of how they work and how smooth they are. Are you tempted to try out one of these vehicles for yourself? If so, which one? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.